man, who's that cat coming down the street?
I don't know, but it sounds to me like that's Wicked Man with the bone.
Sure having himself a
There are
ball.
many memories. I think the memory of, they said that it should be about Big Jer.
Okay.
And I think a memory of Big Jer to me was his screaming and his yelling, but you knew after the game that he would just give you the biggest hug and he would is just motivating you and wanting you to be the best version of yourself out there.
Like his foot stomping.
His foot stomping, and I was terrified of him, but I felt like he knew me better than I knew me. That motivated me during the game.
Ditto.
And I loved him.
Ditto.
So I think that's it.
All right, we're
It was
done.
all about Big Jer.
All right.
All right.
Good enough.
Okay, cool.
I played in the 1980 and the 1981. And the memory I chose to say is Mr. Cool and I, he was the one that took me home. We lived about a quarter of a mile from each other, and it was very special to be with that because he was my most confident booster in the world. So I thank him, and that has been my greatest memory.
All right. Hi, this is Karen Munster Tiger. So the story I have to share of Little Falls Girls Basketball was my nicknames. I was Ole, I was Johns, and in the middle of the one game, Coach Cool said, Ole, Johns, Nelson, whatever the hell your name is, get up. So that's my memory to share. A lot of good times. Bye.
And my favorite memory of Little Falls Flyers basketball was JV basketball with Coach Lager. Enough said.
So when I was a sophomore and we were in the state champion semifinal game, we were playing Hopkins Limburg and they were number 1 in state. And we were the Flyers and they were the Flyers. And in the fourth quarter, Julie Grimm, who's 6'4" and their center and the best player on their team, jumped to get a rebound. I had her boxed out because I was a good box outer, and she went over my back. And I jumped about 10 feet off the ground because she fouled out. And everyone said, Betty, you just lost us the sportsmanship award. And I said, I don't care. We won and ended up playing in the championship and took first in state. Woo!
My memory that I'm going to share is when we were practicing, we were going to state, and it was the 1980. We had to scrimmage against the guys, and I remember jamming my finger, this finger right here, and it ballooned up, and the guys left the court, and then we had to continue to practice. And Jerry, basically, Mr. Cool, wrapped my fingers up, and I couldn't even close my hand, and I was playing with a big fat hand. And anyway, that was a great experience, and that brought us then to the state tournament, which in 1980 we were the champions, number 1.
I'd like to share a memory from 1980 final game. I was pulled from. We never go through the colors, and I was wide open under the basket and scored. So happy, and then I ran down the thing and I took a charge from the other team, and we finally got ahead in that game. Like I said, I was normally on the bench during that time, but called up in the fourth quarter. So,
my favorite memory is a big memory of sport we ever got, leaving for the state tournaments, coming home from the state tournaments. I love when I come to Little Falls and see people, they still remember the Little Falls decade of champions. And to all the coaches, Mr. Lager giving me rides to and from practices and games and stuff. That has meant so much to me, and I will never forget that because me to stay out for basketball. And Leanne was a great captain and kept us years, and I thank for all the good leadership that I was.
and I have a few memories. One of the memories that I have from my years being a player under Coach Jerry Cool was coming back from Christmas. He would travel to Hawaii, and he would always bring us back oranges and knee-high socks. So we would have brand new purple and gold knee-high socks and oranges every Christmas, and that was just such a sweet memory. And then it was really wonderful to be a part of his 300th win. We were playing at our Christmas tournament in Elk River, and we stopped the game, and we had organized for all of our players to have silly strings. So we silly stringed Coach Cool for his 300th win. So it was a neat memory. I think we went on and we lost in the championship game to Coon Rapids, but we had the 300th win, and that was pretty cool to celebrate. A funny memory, another one that I was thinking about, I was convinced that maybe only it was during the 90s that, our team was yelled at a lot. And it was a home game, and I don't recall who we were playing, but Coach Cool got mad, and he stood up real fast, and then he sat back down, and we were curious why he sat back down. Well, we learned that he split the pants. He was always dressed in a two-piece suit, but he split his pants, ripped them, and was forced to sit down. And the players and I thought that was the greatest thing ever. So anyway, so grateful to play under Coach Cool. We knew he loved his team and loved the game, and thankful for the dedication to Little Falls and all the players.
All right. My memory is that Jerry Cool was the best coach ever. And when we started playing, we were the beginning of the beginning. I graduated in '79, so there was just, a few teams that he coached us. And he always said he loved coaching the girls because we smelled a lot better than the boys. And he loved to make us run and taught us all the drills. And it was a great, great memory and great time. Thanks, Coach Cool.
Hey, I am Rachel Shalanka from 1999. One fun memory, I always remember Coach Cool the night before game. He'd say, eat lots of carbs, big breakfast, no boys and no pop, and meet at the bus at whatever time. He always said that. And his classic turtleneck with his suit coat and his dressy shoes, he loved to stomp on the floor, and his big smile. Fun times.
My one thought I was going to share is I thought it was so great for the Little Falls girls basketball program to have bench, what were we called?
Bench guests.
Bench guests. So
yes.
As an elementary student who was watching these teams of the 80s that were so amazing, it was such a treat and a treasure to be invited to be a bench guest and sit behind all the high school girls. And so anyway, thank you, Little Falls Sports, for yes, I forgot that too.
And going in the locker room.
Yes, but just so grateful for those opportunities for our little ones to experience high school basketball at its greatest. So anyway, thank you, Little Falls.
Go Flyers!
Hello there. All right. Hubie and I, we have been with Mr. Cool for many, many years. We both, Hubie has been the best manager ever, the number one manager. And I was lucky enough, she was my manager when I played. And then when I coached with Jerry Cool, she was the manager then, and I don't even know how many years you did.
Yeah, 38 years.
38 years, and it's Kathleen Hubner, K-A-T-H-L-E-E-N, Hubner. Okay, and I'm Leanne Grasso, graduated in 1981. Yes, my memories are wonderful. Girls basketball, the boys in 75, seeing them on TV motivated us to want to go there, and we did, and it's been a ride. It's everybody, the pioneers ahead of us and the girls after us, and all the coaches that got us playing.
Log, Jill Brooks. Rats off me. But everybody was a big help to everybody. Everybody did it. It was a group effort. Thank you.
Gold Flyers!
All right.
And we played in 1989, got second place in the state. And I just want to share one of my favorite memories about our high school basketball career. And that was when we went to the sub-region finals and we played Alec at Hallenbeck Hall. And we filled that place. And they had great talent. Melissa had a great game.
So did Holly. So did the team.
Yeah, and you know what? It was just so excited to be part of that. And then we went on to go to Fergus. We went to Moorhead and played Fergus Falls, and just I think hearing that chant, "We're going to state," because that was our first state tournament experience.
It was a lot of great memories, friendships that continue to last a lifetime, which are very hard to come by. So it's a good time.
Jerry Cool was a special guy. He cared about us on the court, but also off the court. I just hope every child or person has a chance to play for someone like him.
I would say exactly the compassion that he had for his players. I think coaching is a hard thing this day and age, and so being able to be a part of something that amazing was great.
Yeah, and when you can get young girls, teenage girls, to care about you and play for you and work for you to make something great, that's a special coach.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So one of the superstitions that we had to do about clothing. And Chris, what was that again?
The purple cow underwear?
Purple cow underwear, which were extremely attractive when we had to wear our white shorts.
It was great. It was great. And it was wonderful having to wash those things. My mother had to wash them like constantly because we had so many games.
We didn't have like back-to-back. Yeah, we didn't have two pair. So
Yeah.
when you had back-to-back games, yeah.
We had to have them.
Uh-huh.
We
Yeah.
had to have them.
Yes.
What
Okay.
else?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. What was the other memory we're going to talk about?
I just remember, this came to my brain, is you always knew when Coach Cool was not happy with you because you could hear him pounding his brown or black dress shoe on the court. He would stamp his foot.
Yep.
And sometimes clap his hands, but it was you could hear the stamping of his foot.
Yeah, for sure.
And you didn't even want to look over.
No,
at him.
no, you don't make eye contact in that
No,
situation.
no,
because
no,
you
no.
already knew. Well, you already knew before
Yeah,
the foot
you were in
started
trouble.
going. Yeah,
You were in trouble.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What else?
Oh, man killers.
Oh, man killers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, anytime we had a particularly unfortunate game, we would have to run man killers the next day, and don't call them anything other than man killers. Don't call them. What was that? What did that one coach say?
Judy Johnson from Burnsville had an issue with man killers, and she would call them person killers, and she would also call man-to-man defense, which Jerry Cool actually introduced to the state of Minnesota girls basketball.
Yeah.
She wanted to change it to person-to-person defense.
That wasn't going to fly.
Did not go over well with Big Jer.
Yeah.
So we went down to Burnsville and killed them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Yep. At that time, we didn't have to run man killers.
No.
But there were a
He was
couple of
happy.
other situations where we did.
Yes.
And if you didn't run them full board, you'd run more. So everybody ran them as hard as they could. Some people had more unfortunate situations.
Yes,
Yeah.
where you would run them until you basically puked.
Yeah.
And
She did,
there
I
were
didn't.
there
Yeah.
were drinking fountains at the
Yeah.
time that are not here anymore that were at the end of the gymnasium, and you would run, and when you get back to the get back to the wall, you would stick your head in and throw up in the drinking
I
fountains.
heard that's why they don't have them anymore. 'Cause it
Probably.
was-
We clogged them.
It's unfortunate.
Probably. Not a good deal. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Ciao.
Okay, bye.
Listen, I remember Coach Cool's suit selection. That man had well-tailored, very cool suits. And we had a lot of fun playing basketball. So many great memories with so many great teammates. I was certainly not star of the show, but I really loved practice, being together, and although we didn't win state championships in the late 90s like they did in the 80s, we had a great time, and I'm very thankful for all the work ethic that Coach Cool instilled in us.
This is the 1980 girls basketball Minnesota State AA championship team. This is the best group of girls I've played basketball with ever. We played a lot. We played in the summer. We played through 3-hour practices. We played on Saturdays. We played on Christmas Eve, where Coach Cool gave us Christmas presents of oranges for our stockings. Do you remember? And one of the best memories I have is winning the state championship with all of these people that are sitting here with me.
I have to say, as a memory, that this team is undeniably the best team ever in 1980. They are the best team to practice with. We could not have won state without this whole team.
Cosmic bench.
Let me tell you, this is in the video. And these are the most wonderful women you'll ever want to be with in any day. If you called them, they would be here for any of us. Absolutely. We absolutely love every one of you.
Everything that you guys said, I'm repeating it and more. One thing we talked about, Tina mentioned about how much we practiced. I mean, we had Christmas Day off, Thanksgiving Day off, and New Year's Day off, and Sundays. And if we ever complained about it, Coach Cool would look at us and say, you want to be in the state championship or you want to be home sitting on your couch watching it? So we'd quit complaining.
Some of us probably wanted to practice on Sundays too, so that we complained about.
I echo what these ladies have said. Truly a momentous time in my life. We worked hard, we played hard, but we had fun. And I said, they will have our back forever. So I thank you, ladies, and I love the company I'm with right now. I love you guys. Okay, who's next?
I guess I'll say, echoing everything said, not a starter, but got to play as the bench and practice against these amazing women. I'll always remember when Jerry Cool points out Tina and says, this girl gets up every morning and runs 2 to 3 miles a day. And I'm like, wow. And that always stuck with me. And after college, I got up and ran every day. So that was a little bit of an inspiration, but so happy to be part of this. And it's been a great memory.
One of the things I have to say, a few memories that I remember are, to see him in his purple suit every game day, and then with Leanne's mother making the little things that we would wear, the little pennants that we wore. Those were, I still have every one of mine. So just all these special things, and then the community was so embraced. I remember the day that we left for the cities, and the elementary kids were out, and they brought us flowers on the bus, and I remember our walks around the hotel as our morning, things that we would do. And then when we came back and the snow was painted purple, and coming into the gym with all the people, and the banquets that we were invited to, and everything else, and the fire talks, and there was just thank you to the community for just an unbelievable time, and thank you.
Well, there's so many memories. One thing for sure about Coach Cool, I remember, is not just on the court. He had such a passion for us as people also, and really cared about made us care for each other and work harder. And one thing I remember about when we came back is when the bus came over the hill and the parking lot was overflowing. It was just really a wonderful memory and a great experience.
My memory, I want to say, okay, I got to think here. Okay, the year before we won, we were the coaches were so cool, and they took us down in the vans and everything down to the state tournament because we really had no idea really what it was about, and just going down there and seeing what it was about, I think that's what inspired us. All I know is Peg, I had the program, and she wrote, St. Paul Central I think won that year, and she wrote in the program, 1 year from now we will have the trophy in our locker room, and it happened, and I still get chills.
I would like to say ditto to everybody that was here. And I just also wanted to let you guys all know that Mr. Cool was an absolute great teacher, too. I had him for 2 years.
So, what I want to share is that this team was the most unselfish team that just embraced each other, and we all knew what it took to win, and there was no I in team, and it was just inspiring to have everyone just play their part and really come together. And I think that was one of the first teams to ever have that kind of mentality. We just all played so well together, and I'll tell you, most of those people on this stage right here are still very close friends of mine today, and it just is an important thing in my life. I think we all just can, it just changes people. So thank you all for being as special as you are.
This team, to me, was the definition of a true team. Everybody knew and had their role, and we respected everybody. We knew we needed everybody to be successful, and that's one of the big things that I have passed on and tried to tell people, whether it was in my military career or my kids, how important a team is and how you need to make everybody know that they're part of the team, and you'll have success. And I just want to thank anybody who gave me a ride home so I could be out for basketball, and especially Brad Lager, who actually made it possible for the most part for me to be out because he gave me rides.
Yes.
And so I'll never forget that, and I tell them all the coaches that whenever I see them, and whoever gave me rides. So thanks, everybody.
I remember Jerry Cool, that we won the state championship. And it was a great being a manager for everyone. Thanks, and thank you.
Shut it off? Did you shut it off?
Keep it running. Just keep it running.
Yes, that was that chat, all right.